Today I will be reacting to a super quick history of... I wanted to do more videos reacting to the history of Finland. And I want to start from Mr. History because he makes great videos that are really brief, but they're full of information. I just like the vibe I get from this channel. I've reacted to other videos from this channel in my other reaction channels, and they're great. They're great. So now let's dive into the video. Let's check it out.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Mr. This is Europe, and here is Finland. Now, let's finish what we've started, shall we? Finland is sometimes poetically called the land of 1,000 lakes. It actually has over 100,000 lakes, and is also the most forested nation in Europe. People first settled in this wooden and watery world with the expiration of the Ice Age. Hunters and foragers who lived in shelters like this. With the shadowy ages of stone came the standard structures of mystery whose purposes remain unknown. Now, while most of the languages of Europe are related, the Finnish tongue is one of the few unrelated ones, commonly believed to have originated around the Urals in what's now Russia and spread westward in ancient...
Why is it saying that it's not really related to any other languages? I mean, it's a Uralic language like Hungary. What's Hungary? Oh, okay, it's already there. Hungary and Estonia. Livonia, okay.
Times. So the people went from a Bronze Age into a long Iron Age, and may have been described by the Roman historian Tacitus, who mentions a northeastern tribe called the Feni, and then proceeds to give a most unflattering description of them, basically stressing how barbarous they were compared to Romans. Anyway, Finland split into separate tribes, the so-called Finns proper, the Karelians, and the Tavestians, and yes, they did wage incessant war on each other. Now, what would have happened if Finns had been left to battle and develop among themselves, we will never know.
I think this is the first video that I see like the origins, like during the Roman period and even before of Finland. That's pretty cool stuff.
Because the Swedes began poking about Finnish regions even before the Viking Age kicked off around the 8th century. Finland was an important link in the fur trade and commerce between Sweden and Russia, and surprise, surprise, by the 1100s Finland was being battled over by both Russia and Sweden. The Swedes, with the blessing of the Pope, launched a number of crusades and expeditions into Finland, all through the 1200s up to 1323, and became the masters of Finland. Swedes began moving in and moulding the region in their image, which included Catholicism and castles. So the centuries passed and the Finns mostly remained a poor peasant people ruled over by Swedish nobles. But the churches remained Finnish, and in the 1500s a Finnish clergyman called Nicolo not only spearheaded the Finnish adoption of Lutheran Christianity, but also became the father of the Finnish written language, translating the New Testament into Finnish in 1548. But Finland was still part of the Swedish Empire, and was therefore compelled to fight in Sweden's wars, and truly dismal times arrived
all the Baltic countries also belong to the Swedish Empire, okay? But not all of Norway belonged to the Swedish Empire. Oh, that's interesting.
Empire, and was therefore compelled to fight in Sweden's wars, and truly dismal times arrived in the 1690s, when the weather decided to be extremely cold, and the relentless frost meant less crops, which meant less food, which meant 1/3 of the Finnish people starved to death. Sweden, meanwhile, lost its status as a great power after its king, Charles XII, failed to defeat Russia. In 1809, Finland was officially taken over by Russia, and was made an autonomous Grand Duchy. Tsar Alexander I treated the Finns well, not infringing on either their faith or their rights. And Finland started... treated the...
Alexander the First, wasn't he the one that fought the Napoleonic Wars?
Finns well, not infringing on either their faith or their rights. And Finland started to do pretty good, and there was almost no involvement in war. The population grew, and after the city of Turku burned down, the fire started in the house of a man named Hellman. Helsinki became the capital, and a majestic neoclassical
I definitely want to check out more of these events in detail. If you know any good documentary video, of course in English or Finnish with English subtitles, I definitely want to check it out. I want to learn more about singular event throughout the history of Finland. That could be very interesting.
Cathedral was built. Meanwhile, Finnish artists and intellectuals were promoting Finnish culture and identity, going among the peasants and collecting folk tales and songs and stories of the Finnishness of yore. Elias Lönnrot compiled what would become the country's national epic, the Kalevala, which is truly a remarkable piece of literature, full of battles and monsters and heroes and magic. Now all this instilled pride and inspiration in Finnish hearts, but they were still under foreign rule.
I think there's I've reacted before. There's this Irish guy living in Finland that has a channel talking about mythology, Finnish mythology. He always talk about the Kalevala. Yeah, shout out to him that I don't remember the name, unfortunately. But yeah, if you type Irish guy Kalevala, probably you will find him. So yeah, I feel it's a duty to shout out people that is doing something active for Finland, spreading knowledge.
Yet that was beginning to change. More and more Finns were calling for freedom, while Tsar Nicholas II was forcing Russification on Finland and even disbanded the Finnish army. Now Finns really wanted to be free. As Russia was hurled into turmoil during its revolution, in which the Bolsheviks ended up the victors, Finland declared independence on the 6th of December 1917. But the political left and right both wanted to do things their way, and there was a vicious civil war that saw the right wing, the conservatives, victorious. Nonetheless, it would take a long time for the country to heal from this divisive conflict. When World War II began in 1939, Soviet Russia issued a demand to Finland to let them build a naval base at Hanko. Finland said no. So the Soviets said, okay. And then they invaded, and thus began the Winter War. The Finns were outnumbered and far less equipped, but still utterly humiliated the Soviets by holding fast and fighting more effectively than anyone could have imagined. It was as if the collective Finnish soul arose with all its might and said, after all these centuries, enough. We're free and we're staying free. But the tenacious Russians pushed on, harder and harder, and the Finns could not take much more, and had no choice but to agree to the terms of the Moscow Peace Treaty, which saw Finland lose these bits of land. War resumed the following year, first allied with the Germans, then against the Germans. Finland succeeded in retaining its freedom, but tens of thousands had died to keep it so. After the war, Finland quickly recovered. Industries got up and running, reparations were paid, and there was lucrative trade with the Soviet Union, and the country grew prosperous. With the fall of the USSR and the early 1990s recession, Finland had to readjust its economy and shuffled closer to Europe, joining the EU in 1995 and investing heavily and successfully in high-tech...
What? Wait, what?
To Europe, joining the EU in 1995 and investing...
So wait, Nokia actually started as a computer company. What? I mean, I've read something about... I read a book recently about finances, and it was talking about most of these companies, they probably launch like thousands of different projects. 99% of those will just fail, and one will make them extremely rich. I guess that's what happened with Nokia as well, right? I mean, that was about Apple, that pretty much most of the stuff in Apple, yeah, okay, it was still okay, but it was the iPhone that really pushed Apple at the best after iPod, of course. Yeah, so I guess this is what happened too. I mean, Nokia was so huge back then. Bro, I remember when I was younger, when I was a teenager, when you go and buy a phone, it's always the Nokia that you will get. Some people will have like the Sharp phone, or I don't know, it was Alcatel, another brand, Siemens, but yeah. I mean, if you say Siemens in English, that's kind of weird, right? Anyways, yeah, Nokia. I had a smartphone of Nokia, but it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. It was too much Windows inspired, So maybe that's why it didn't take off. But yeah, that's crazy to think that Nokia now is not that huge anymore. I don't even know if they still produce much stuff if people buy. Let me know down in the comments.
Investing heavily and successfully in high-tech and electronics. And there was a time in the early 2000s when just about everyone had a Finnish phone, a Nokia.
Yeah.
In 2008, the politician... and
I had this one, wait.
when just about everyone had a Finnish phone, a Nokia.
Wait. Okay, this is the 3310. One I don't know. No, actually, the one I had is not here. I had the 3410. Not here. The 3410... had the three buttons all connected in a weird shape. It's kind of like a mix between this and this. Yeah, it was pretty cool though. I think I had this one, the smartphone of Nokia. I don't even remember.
In 2008, the politician and 10th president of Finland, Martti Ahtisaari, won the Nobel Peace Prize for general planetary peacemaking. Today, Finland...
Why is he pronouncing with a Swedish accent all the Finnish names?
...is a rich, happy nation. The UN says it is the happiest nation, ranked very high in the Index of Human Development, and millions of tourists travel there every year, and who can blame them? Finland, which is given to the world so bountifully in science, in literature, in music, and in sport. Pretty
Wait. That's too
which is given
fast.
to the world so bountifully in science.
Okay, in science, Arturi Ilmari Virtanen, Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Risto Natanen. Oh, I hate this this vocal sound. No, there's no way. Oh, developer of Linux computer operating system was from Finland. That's crazy. Cognitive neuroscience. Eric Tigerstedt. What did he invent?
In literature.
Literature, Franz Emil Sillanpää, Nobel Prize in Literature, Alexis Kivi, Tove Jansson, Vaino Linna, Eino Leino. You should recommend me some Finnish books to read, some Finnish writers so I can read their books. Fun story, when I was in Venice last month, they had this library that was shared for everyone in the hotel to take, and they had books in pretty much all languages. There were like 50 or 60 books with different languages. There was a Finnish book. I tried to read it, but it was too hard. So yeah, if you have any recommendation for cool books, of course I'm not gonna read it in Finnish because my level is too low right now. But still, I wanna read it even in another language.
In music and
wait, in music that's too fast.
Blame them. Finland, which is given to the world so bountifully in science, in literature, in music.
Okay, John Sibelius, yes, the creator of the hymn. Linda Brava, I don't know her. Him and Nightwish. Yeah, I'll listen to both of them. Yeah,
music
that's great.
And in sport.
Mika Hakkinen. Yeah, of course. Paavo Nurmi. Who's Paavo Nurmi? Teemu Selanne. Yes, I've reacted to him. Oh, Litmanen is not mentioned. Not mentioned here. Raikkonen.
Yes. Pretty impressive for a country with an annual air guitar championship. So
what is that? I need to check out that
that's
one.
That's it for Finland, and that's all from me for now. Bye-bye!
Yeah, these videos are really great. Come on. I want to react to more history of Finland. So I've received many recommendations for other Finnish war heroes. I definitely would be reacting to some of those videos. If you happen to know some channel that does history of Finland, I definitely want to react to it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Here you will have very soon other videos for you to check out about me reacting to your beautiful country. See you very soon.